here we go back again with another video, and today we're going to talk about Amad Diallo. Yes, Amad Diallo at this moment in time is injured at Manchester United, but there is belief that he could return to the Stadium of Light. So, Manchester United's Amad Diallo has told the club that if he's sent out on loan again, he wants to go to Sunderland, but ultimately a decision lies with United. That's according to the trusted Sunderland reporter Michael Graham. He tweeted yesterday to discuss the situation regarding Diallo, who remains at Manchester United despite a summer speculation linking him with a loan move away from the club. Yes, a loan move away from the club. Lots of speculation around Amad Diallo. A number of teams have been credited with interest in the Ivorian, including Sunderland, but it seems like Diallo will have to wait until January to head back out on loan. With the transfer window having shut, clubs can only sign goalkeepers on emergency loans now. What's more is Diallo remains sidelined after picking up a knee injury in pre-season, ruling him out for the first part of this season. So there we have it. He's out for the first part of the season, but Sunderland and no other club could take Amad on loan, not until January. Yesterday there was a tweet from Michael Graham at Captain Fishpaste. Yes, Captain Fishpaste on Twitter. That's Amad has told Manchester United and Sunderland that if he's leaving on loan again, SAFC is where he wants to go. He's made that very clear at Manchester. That's absolutely fantastic. That's absolutely amazing. I hope he does come back. Diallo set for loan in January. Diallo may be frustrated with his current situation. He's injured and still at United, with his injury bound to force him further down the pecking order as well at Newcastle. Manchester United, what the hell? He looks set to return. I saw him 6s and 7s now. He looks set to return well before the January transfer window, though there's hope that he could either play a bit part for Manchester United or head out on loan in the new year. And there's hope for Sunderland that Diallo could return. Yes, Diallo could return to Sunderland. I don't know why I've got Newcastle on my brain. I was talking to my friend earlier on today about Newcastle situation, Sunderland situation, and Middlesbrough at the weekend, how Sunderland won and the other two lost. Very rare that Sunderland get one over on the other two. So I was happy with that, absolutely buzzing with the weekend, full stop. You know, it's nice to see the Seagulls, nailing the Magpies. Anyway, I diversed a little bit. They're having a diverse little bit. We do have a bit of banter every now and again at work because, we have Newcastle fans, Sunderland fans. Like we do in all workplaces. So, but somebody was saying about, one Newcastle fan was saying about Chris Rigg or his parents being a Newcastle supporter, blah, blah, blah. He'll end up at a bigger club like Newcastle United. And I was thinking, well, maybe he might go to Brighton. They're a better club than Newcastle United. Brighton at this moment in time. Hopefully he won't go anywhere for a good few years yet. Yes, Chris Rigg stayed Sunderland for at least another 4 or 5 years. That'd be absolutely amazing. But, end of the day, we all know the situation with Chris Rigg. He's done brilliant. I mean, imagine scoring a goal. 16 years of age, still at school, 16 years of age, and scoring a goal in front of 41,000 fans. I mean, how mature are you? And he was one of the only players, I think, to go over to the crowd and take photographs and sign autographs and stuff. That was absolutely fantastic from Chris Rigg. Absolutely fantastic. The young lad's mature beyond his years, and I wish him a successful career, regardless where he ends up. Sunderland picked up a big win over the weekend, and it's been a tough start to the Black Cats, who may not have had a chance of bringing Diallo back if they had not been near the top 6 come January. So have we got to be close to the top 6 for Diallo to pry Diallo back? But Diallo's already said he wants to come back to Sunderland regardless. So he wanted to come back to Sunderland, and after that 5-0, win at the weekend, where would you put Diallo? Who would you drop at the weekend? If Diallo walked into the team on, in a couple of weeks' time, and he's like, I'm fit to play, who would you have to drop from that team? Brilliant. I mean, Raimondo was saying something perfect. He says Sunderland have played quite well in the first few games. They could have won 8-2, 6-2. They got beat 2-1 twice. Right. It's certainly a tricky situation for the club and player. Sunderland return to the championship action at QPR following the international break. So there we have it. Amad wants to come back to Sunderland, but we can't have him until January. Nobody can have him until January. So we want Ahmad to get back fit, firing on all cylinders, get some games for Manchester United, whether that's like in cup games or I don't know what the situation for the under-23s, I don't know what they can play. But, you know, things that get him some real good game time, maybe he's called for substitutes. And if he's down the pecking order a little bit, send him out to Sunderland. We'll gladly take him back. Now, there's not many players. I mean, how many players does Sunderland actually need to bring in? Because I think we've got a decent squad now. I was disappointed. Yes, transfer window, you know, a lot of us got disappointed when Gooch went and when Stewart went and when they started talking about Roberts and Clark and Neil and Eck. Well, we started a bit panicky, didn't we? But there was no panic whatsoever from the club. You know, end of the day, credit where credit due. Speakman KLD kept the bunch of youngsters, kept all them young'uns at the club, and didn't even look like getting rid of anything, to be fair. So that's credit to Speakman, and credit. End of the day, you put your hands up in the air and say, yes, I got that one wrong. Credit to Speakman, you got that one right. You've kept them at the club, and you've only lost really a couple of players that you think. And of course, we have lost. Of course, we did lose Danny Bart, and I personally would love to have kept Danny Bart and Gooch at the club. But Gooch-wise, I'm a bit sentimental. And Danny Bart, I thought, yes, Ballard picked up a bit of a knock at the weekend, doesn't he? Ballard picked up a knock. He got knocked when, I think it was that ex-Geordie Armstrong fired a shot and it caught Ballard's ankle, so he may miss his international duty. He may miss one or two games abroad in national duty. So I do hope he gets back fit, because if someone like Danny Ballard gets an injury, that's where someone like Danny Bart would have been an absolute asset to this club. Sleet yesterday in the 5-5 draw looked all at sea at times. It's going to be a while before he's up to speed in my eyes, so we can't afford any injuries in the defensive department, because who else have we got to come in? You know, you've got Triantos, yes, Sleet, yes, but he's not ready. Is Triantos even ready? And then you've got the likes of Alessi, who's not even anywhere near fit. So, you know, we really should have kept Danny Bart. That's the only thing that I disagree with the club, is Danny Bart. That, for me, that could be the fly in the ointment if something happens. I know if some buts and maybes, and we don't want anybody to get injured, but if the worst comes to the worst, he would have been absolutely fantastic in defence. But yes, Ahmad back to Sunderland. What's your thoughts on Ahmad back to Sunderland? I'm sure every one man and his dog out there wants Ahmad. So folks, what do you think on Ahmad come back to Sunderland in January? He wants back in Sunderland in January. Will Ten Hag let him come back to Sunderland in January? And would he just walk straight back into the team? You know, why not? Who would he take? Would he have to drop someone like Dak to start Ahmad, to fit Ahmad in? Because, I mean, when Roberts is firing all cylinders and if Barr continues in that vein, if Barr drops that, you know, the performance in the past, and sometimes you just suddenly just grasp it, don't you? You just grasp it, and you know all of a sudden it clicks into place. And if that's happened with Barr, wow, he could be an asset to the club as well. So Barr, Roberts on that side and Clark on the other side, we've got abundance there now. And it wasn't a couple of games ago we're thinking, wow, God, he was rubbish, wasn't he? Wasn't very good whatsoever, but it's like chalk and cheese 2 games. So let's hope he gets consistently good and improves, and it just suddenly clicks into place, and that would be absolutely amazing. Like I say, all Sunderland fans out there want all the team to do well, whoever they are. We want Speakman to do well. We want KLD to do well. We don't want people coming to the club and doing badly and saying, I told you so. We want them to do well. I want them to prove, you know, some of the fans wrong. Even in me in certain quarters, you know, I was a bit worried about players leaving in the transfer window, but it didn't happen. No worry whatsoever. I was worrying about absolutely diddly squad. And let's hope I'm worrying about the situation with Danny Bart and defenders getting injured. Let's hope that's absolutely no worry there whatsoever as well. So there we go. I would absolutely love Ahmad to come back to Sunderland, and I hope we can. And imagine we got Ahmad in January, bolster that squad, we could really push for promotion this season. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It's a quick one to do with Ahmad. Please take care. God bless me. God go with you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I wish Danny Ballard all the best, and hopefully he's back fit and firing on all cylinders for the QPR game. QPR game. R's and ears. Not R's and ears. R's and ears. Anyway. Right, see you later. Bye. And I forgot to say, I want to say a big, fat, juicy thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel over the years. We've reached 17,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Take care and we'll see you later. Boom, let's go and try and smash 18. I know I'm a bit greedy. You've got to make me an offer that cannot be ignored. I do love a bit of Heaven 17.